The ocean has always fascinated us. It hides shipwrecks, lost treasure, creatures we've never discovered. And sometimes it hides people. Tonight's story begins like so many others. A simple job, a film crew, a beautiful day on the water. One lucky diver offered what seemed to be the opportunity of a lifetime. After all, how dangerous could filming a nature documentary really be? But there are monsters beneath the waves. And sometimes, the most dangerous predator isn't swimming in the ocean. So, if you're ready, take one last look at the shoreline. Because once you dive beneath the surface, there may be no coming back. This is The Teeth Beneath.
I was asked if I'd go diving off the coast of Sidney Beach with some wealthy out-of-towners who came to document the reef. There were several cameras rolling as we gathered on the dock. Then a man approached and shook my hand. The name is Hickory Volk, an independent filmmaker with a vision of the open sea. He could have asked 1,000 actors, but instead, he hired me. So the cameras started rolling, filming everything I did, from petting spotted stingrays to feeding giant squid. The crew had motioned to the ocean's floor, so I quickly swam on down. But when I reached the sand below, I was the only one around. I looked back towards the boat above as the crew had reached the bow. I used my fins to swim on up. I guess we're done for now? But just before I reached the top, the sea had turned to red. There were severed chunks of blood and guts now circling my head. I reached the surface and gazed around, the cameras rolling on, but the boat had moved away from me. So I yelled, "What's going on?" "Action," is what Hickory said, as he pointed towards the west. I looked back down at the blood around. It was chum around my chest. I quickly jerked and splashed about, not sure of what to do. Then suddenly, my heart stood still as a shark came into view. I turned to see the distant boat as the shark was closing in. "Get me out!" I shouted out while the camera crew zoomed in. I swam and swam with all I had, with more sharks in my sight. I reached for help. I forced a yelp when the first shark took a bite. "Give me more," yelled Hickory Volk. "Give me more, I say. We cannot expect a blockbuster hit if I cannot feel your pain." I screamed in fear towards Hickory's crew, confused, to say the least. Then a second shark bit down real hard and pulled me deep beneath. I clenched my teeth and tried to break free as my body snapped and cracked, and just as one shark would release his grip, another shark attacked. I bobbed to the surface and gasped for air, afraid I'd breathed my last. Then a mako shark appeared from the dark and pulled me down just as fast. He tossed me around like an old rag doll, while a blacktip joined right in. And just as one shark got his fill, another would begin. I swam to the surface with all I had, with a great white drawing near. "Now zoom in close, just hold that pose. I want to see those tears." And the last thing I saw was the massive jaws of the great white dead ahead. From head to toe, he swallowed me whole. "That's a wrap," old Hickory said. And as the crew returned, I tossed and turned in the great white's lower gut, sharing a space with a license plate and half of a seal pup. Now, I did not make the actor credits, no awards or Hollywood fame, but the movie ranked #1 for 31 weeks. So, I guess I can't complain.